I believe and I believed in my gut that this was possible, even when I didn't know how exactly it was going to be possible to grow a business, to have a multi six figure on track to seven figure business. Today, there's a lot going on. So I am in the midst of moving to a whole new house, which has its own, stuff. My son is starting school, and then I have a 6-month-old baby. Pandemonium in the house, but I'm also working on my business and just transitioning some things and pivoting in the background. I posted on my latest post on my feed celebrating my 33rd birthday, but it was a big celebration for me, especially not just because I turned 33, but also because this was a month where I felt like, I don't want to say I didn't do anything. Like, I coached my clients, I showed up here and there on social media, but I had a nearly 6-figure month. For me to do this month and not have to launch was just like crazy. So that was a big milestone to me because I'm like, wow, I am on the right track, right? The only time I have done more than that was when I was actually launching, when I was like, hosting some big online event and, driving a lot of people towards a new product launch. That's typically the only time that I can hit those kind of numbers. So for me to, I won't say be chilling, lots of things going on. So your girl is not chilling for sure. But from a business standpoint, for me to not have to have all this fanfare and for my income to continue to just go up and up and up in my business is kind of incredible. I do this because I want to show other women that it's possible, right? So I always say I'm not a guru, I'm a guinea pig. I take the hits first so that you don't have to. But I know a lot of women, especially my married moms out there, or just moms or whatever going on, or maybe you're married and you haven't had kids yet, but you're thinking about starting a family, but you feel scared to because you also are very ambitious and want to grow your business. And you're like, I don't know if I have the time, all the things. I really like to do these little check-in episodes and really share my journey because I believe and I believed in my gut that this was possible, even when I didn't know how exactly it was going to be possible. I knew there was a way to grow a business, to have a multi 6-figure on track to 7-figure business. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go out there and see how it's done. And I won't say that I've totally nailed it, but I feel like I'm getting close. And I feel like last month was an indication. It was almost like a little God wink, like, you on it, girl, you figuring it out. And so, I just wanted to come on here and kind of talk a little bit about the behind the scenes. It's going to sound cliche, but I really have to emphasize this because a lot of women don't get it. How you increase your business revenue and really just increase your capacity, like at home, your ability to do things with your kids, or your ability to be present for your spouse, or your ability, of course, to grow your business really goes hand in hand with increasing your value. A combination of me working on my mindset, but really focusing on how I can provide more value. And we hear that word thrown out a lot. Oh, provide more value, provide more value. And I find that in the online coaching space, people think like providing online value is like, oh, having a free PDF checklist that's like, more valuable that people want to download. It's much deeper than that. It's a willingness to actually sit down and say, what's a huge transformation I can get a group of people that I care about, right? And then committing to do whatever it takes to provide that transformation. And I say huge transformation because the huger the transformation, the huger the financial compensation, which is the whole point, right? I know sometimes a lot of women mean well when they're like, oh, I didn't get in this for the money. I don't really care about the money, whatever. But it's like, if you want to be the best and you want to transform lives the most, you're going to reflect that financially. Sometimes people don't want to accept that because they're like, no, Courtney, I'm really good at what I do. I'm a really transformative, coach, or I have a great story for women's empowerment. If you're truly one of the best, and if you're truly transformative, part of that transformation is in your ability to communicate that with your audience. So that is something that I've worked on very extensively, that I've made huge investments in very extensively. I've shared before that in the last 12 months, I think I've done well over $100,000 in investments on things like this, including my ability to speak, my personal self-mastery, my ability to really show up as my personal brand and connect with my audience and sell off the strength of who I am. There is a way where you can just show up as yourself if you're dialed in and you've really expanded your value, and you can just show up as yourself and offer what you have to offer and watch the sales roll in, right? When I was having my son back in 2018, I made the mistake at the time. I thought like, oh man, I'm not really going to be able to coach people. I just need to focus on, just digital products only. I didn't realize that I was essentially building a whole business out of low value products. And you might say, well, no, my stuff is really great. I'm just pricing it this low because I want to make it, accessible, and because I want to make it affordable. But also what I realized, and again, going with mindset, is that if you're saying that the value of what you have is way out here, but the price that you're offering at is here, people don't believe you. Simply put, they don't believe you. I mean, if I said, I have this Louis Vuitton purse here with me, and I say, oh, this is a genuine Louis Vuitton purse, I'll sell it to you for $97, would you believe that it's genuine? No, you wouldn't. Even if it really was, you would still say, is there something wrong with it? Did you steal it? Like, human beings instinctively understand value, and they understand that huge value is not going to be let go for nothing, right? We're actually attracting less people than we could because people are kind of sitting back with their arms crossed and they're like, well, what's wrong with it? Well, did you steal it? Well, is it broken? How do I know this is really going to help me? Because if it really were going to do all the things that you said it was going to do, you'd be charging a lot more for it. That was my mindset at the time. And I didn't realize that I myself was literally like making myself less valuable because I was coming up with lower and lower value products in order to accommodate the lower and lower prices that I thought I had to sell. And so when I flipped that model on its head and I said, how can I make myself even more valuable? People came out the woodwork and everybody started raising their hand and saying, oh yeah, I definitely want that. Oftentimes we get scared of pricing, higher ticket pricing or whatever. Or I'm not even gonna call it higher ticket pricing, just higher value pricing. And I can say that because the 2 calls that I got off, one is for helping me with some back-end stuff for new programs that I am gonna be launching. And the other one is for rebranding that I'm really excited about. Okay, these are high-level professionals. That's why I went to them. And these were pretty pricey investments for me. But I don't want to say like the price didn't matter, but even though the price was here and it's like, ooh, Courtney, that's a lot. Well, guess what? The transformation is way out here, right? It's all about proportion. You'll find that if you can come up with something, if you can make yourself more valuable, if you can help somebody get a higher transformation, yes, the pricing is going to be out here, but the transformation is out here. As long as you can communicate that, and that is a part of good coaching, right? So I always say there's no such thing as a good coach who's bad at sales. Like, that is a part of coaching. It is part of your job to adequately communicate that, not just through, phone sales or your message, but through your marketing and how you show up online and your own lifestyle, walking the talk that you talk about, right? People need to see you embodying that in your own life. And so that's really been the journey that I've been on, even for this last year. And it's just been incredible because now all the work that I've been doing is starting to catch up and is starting to compound on itself. And so even when I have months like last month where things are really busy and I'm not even focusing on my business nearly as much as I would like to, or my social media nearly as much as I would like to, because I got personal stuff going on, kids, moving, all the things, all that making myself more valuable and pouring into my business, it starts to compound and your business starts to grow even without you necessarily needing to show up all the time. And so I'm like, this is the model. This is the model that really we need to be teaching women. And I feel like women need to be mindful of that in the coaching space. No shade, to male coaches or anything, but everybody innately does things in a way that works ultimately for them, right? Or works ultimately for their lifestyle. And for many men, it's not a problem for them to be able to work from whatever, 6 a.m. to midnight. But for us women, especially for those of us with families like myself, that is something that is always top of mind. And so we just have to be mindful that the business models that we're engaging in are business models that are really conducive to the lifestyle that we want to live. So you definitely need to make sure that you are making yourself more valuable. That's the crux of what I did over this last year, but also finding other people who are doing even like way more than what you want to do, because you start to see like, wow, how small you've really been thinking, right? Had I not put myself in an environment where I could see other people who were running the race that I wanted to run, I would have still been stuck, focusing my time and my energy and my effort on low ticket things or, low value products that ultimately weren't going to get me to where I wanted to go. So it's also very important that you get around people who are running the race that you want to run, and they're running it at the pace that you want to run it at, because it really expands your mind and shows you what's possible. And so for me, I'm just like, wow, I see how small I was thinking before, and I'm just really excited and just really grateful to be on this journey, because I'm like, wow, the sky's really the limit. Like, it's just really your mindset, like once you see what's possible and once you get under people who can show you and kind of guide you, like, oh, this is all you need to do, or really, this is how you need to think, then it's like, it's possible. This is possible, and you don't have to do it in a way that takes away from your family. You don't have to do it in a way that takes all of your time. You really just have to figure out how you can offer more value. A lot of us tell ourselves like, oh, that's easy for people who, do business coaching or talk about money. It's easy for them to offer more value and to charge, higher prices. But what if you're teaching people about love and relationships? What if you're teaching people about health and fitness? Guess what is possible for you too? Because I have a client in my program who's done exactly that. I think she's up to almost $14,000, just doesn't even have a website. Again, just increasing her value and expanding that. If you are interested in this model, I do have one spot left, just one, and I'm closing it for a minute because I need to, catch my breath and work with my existing clients. You can directly apply at CourtneyLSanders.com/apply, and I'll see if you're a good fit and we can check that out. But yeah, I'm just really excited. I'm really grateful. Thank you for all of you who have been following me. I get comments all the time, people who are like, oh, I've been following you since you were doing like natural hair videos on YouTube. And I'm like, wow, that was like over 10 years ago, like when I first got into college and, started this journey. And yeah, it's just really cool to see how all of this is going to progress. So with that, see you later. Bye.